third year doing it. And to be honest, I was a bit similar with Stewart. I wasn't really thinking about the mixed team. I was thinking, right, both times that we'd done it previously, the ladies team had we'd come fourth place twice. And I was like, I want a medal. I don't care what it is. I just want a medal. I don't want to come fourth again.
Welcome to a different kind of archery podcast where we're all about the real stories, practical tips and the shared passion for this timeless sport. Join us for insightful conversations with archers, experts and enthusiasts from all walks of life. From hitting the golds to the pursuit of personal growth through archery, we've got it all. So get ready to knock your arrow and take aim at a world of archery knowledge. This is Unstrung Archery. Hello and welcome back to the Unstrung Archery podcast. I'm Neil Hickman. It's that time again where we sit down and have a good natter about all things archery and shine a light on the amazing people out there keeping the sport alive and thriving. This episode is a little bit special. As you know, we've just wrapped up the Archery GB National County Championships for 2025, and what an incredible weekend that was. Some absolutely cracking shooting, good vibes all around as usual, and plenty of moments to remind you exactly why we love this sport. We've got a great lineup joining us tonight. We've got Stewart Ward and Danielle Palmer, who smashed it in the compound mixed team, taking the gold. So obviously, Stewart, you're probably known to our viewers being one of our ambassadors, so we'll go to Danielle first. So Dannie, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into archery.
Okay, how did I get into archery? Well, I've been watching it for a long time, and I just sort of like, my husband one day was just like, should we give it a go? There was a shop round the corner, and we were like, yeah, all right then. So that kind of how it started. I mean, we dabbled about 10, 15 years ago in a bit of recurve, but nothing spectacular, nothing, an hour on a Wednesday night, just more social than anything. And then the shop that we went to, they had a range like in the back of their shop, and they had they were the ones that just the compound boards, and they were like, oh, do you want to try this one? So, and that was that. It was just set up a compound bow, and I was like, yep, like this, that'll do.
You notice a pattern with everybody. Most people coming through bare bow or recurve. It's very rare that people actually go straight to compound. Another one who went straight to compound is our ambassador for the podcast, Stewart Ward. You want to say hi, Stewart, and introduce yourself?
Yep. I guess I'll go with the same question. How I got into archery. Is that right, Neil?
That's it. You want to tell us all about it?
There's not a lot to tell, really. Basically, same kind of story. I'd done a bit of recurve, if you could call it that, when I was little. Kind of school days, on holiday, that sort of thing. Really liked it. Showed a bit of a natural talent to it. Always wanted to get into it, but never did. And then I think it was around 2020, just before lockdown. Thought, yeah, I'll treat myself. Buy a compound bow. Never held one before. That'll force me to join a club. Unfortunately, all the clubs shut down because of the dreaded COVID. So I set about teaching myself in the garage. So that was an experience. Holding a compound bow, never held one before, learning how to strip it, set it up, shoot it. Eventually shot decent groups, and that led me to join Wigan and Orrell when I could.
Indeed. I've never looked back since, eh?
No.
Okay, so let's get straight into the episode properly then. So either of you can answer this question first. I'll let you fight it out amongst yourselves. So for those who are listening, a lot of our audience don't really shoot at the elite level or national level, so they might not necessarily know what it is. But what is the AGB National County Team Champions, and what makes it so special?
Do you want to take it, Danny? You've got more experience in it than me.
So the way I look at it is it's a good way to finish off your outdoor season. You get archers from up and down the country. There's 3 men, 3 women in each bow style, and you just go and have fun. It's just it's a competition, but it's not like you're at war. You're not like, oh, I don't want you to win because you're from such. Oh, I'm not talking to you because you're from such a county, even though I'd speak to you last week. There's none of that. It's just it's a good way to, and you're all a team. It's in the name, isn't it? You're a team. So you've got your men and women teams on the first day, and then on the second day, you each get split up into one man, one woman, and do teams that way. So it doesn't matter how well you do or how badly you do, you all rise up or sink together. It's just a good way to end the season. Unless you're from Lancashire, one of the 5 counties, and then you have a competition the week after. But for the majority of people, it's the last one of the season, and they can all go inside and get warm again.
Yeah, this a lot. I don't know what it is about people doing these kind of competitions after the outdoor season is finished. But there you go.
Yeah, same as Danny says, it's a really fun event, as are most of the national tours, to be honest. It's the first year that I've attempted some of the national tours, and they are really friendly, fun events, I find. It's good to get out there and meet different archers. The interesting thing for me with the national county teams is the team format. I'm not aware of any local competitions that kind of have that team format, so it was something completely new to me. Getting your head around kind of rotation, timings, that sort of thing. It just brings another aspect that's something new and different and fun to learn.
Fabulous. So let's just dive straight in. What was the expectations heading into the competition?
To be honest, I wasn't expecting a great deal. Just to have a good weekend and enjoy it. As I just said, the first year I've been to a couple of national tour events, but I've never shot for Lancashire before or in a team format. So it was something completely new. And I already knew there were some strong teams coming from other counties. But together with the other guys on the gents team, Mark and Stephen, we put in a lot of practice on the timing and rotation and team building ahead of the weekend. To be honest, we've built quite a good friendship on the back of that as a team format. But we're all realistic enough to know that we were just going away for a nice weekend, really. We weren't going away to win a top spot. And we finished middle of the field, and we were happy with that. And yeah, we did great for our first time at that kind of event. Beyond that, to be honest, I don't think I even gave much thought to the mixed team. It was a kind of get through the first day and take whatever comes after that. So coming away with a gold medal was pretty nice. And to be honest, I've always wanted one of them since Amelia won hers.
Yeah, another thing she beat you to, eh?
Yeah, true.
Danny?
Yeah, I was just kind of hoping to just do well. I mean, that was my 3rd year doing it, and to be honest, I was a bit similar with Stewart. I wasn't really thinking about the mixed team. I was thinking, right, both times that we'd done it previously, the ladies team we'd come 4th place twice. And I was like, I want a medal. I don't care what it is. I just want a medal. I don't want to come 4th again. So yeah, I just wanted to shoot well, have a good time, and yeah, that was about it really. Yeah, just hoping and 50 meters with a bit of a bang.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Danny, but one of your first competitions was at the Wigan and Oral Norwich.
It was the first one that I did, yeah.
It was the first one, yeah. So I was right in that. I remember that because I remember having a good chat with you afterwards as well. So going from that to a national level gold, how did that journey happen so fast? Because that was 2023.
Yeah, it was. So I joined my club through the Start Archery program, I suppose you'd call it, the week that they do. And that was where we found Pendle and Samsbury. So that was when we joined. So I think that was beginning of 2023, something like that. So might have been end of 22. Anyway, I digress. Sorry about that. So that was the first one, and it was somebody at the club that had just said, "Oh, going to this shoot, it's for novice shooters. Do you fancy coming along?" And we were like, "Yeah, all right then. We'll see what it's about." And I really enjoyed it. I just had so much fun. I mean, it helped to win as well, but I just had so much fun. Like, I wouldn't have cared if I came last. It was just so much fun. So yeah, and then we did another. We did a 1440 at our club. They had a competition on, and then somebody was like, "Oh, why don't you put in for county teams?" So that was like my third competition, was the first county teams in 23. And it's just kind of gone from there. And I'm just, yeah, it kind of just snowballed really more than anything. But yeah, going to Wigan and Orwell and doing that first shoot, I was like, yeah, this is fun. I want to do this more.
Yeah, and going into that as a head-to-head competition as well. I
Yeah,
think that makes a huge difference to how your expectations can be managed for competition, because as I said on previous occasions, you don't generally get head-to-head experience. I believe, Stewart, you were also at that competition.
Yeah, I think the other side of the novice window, it was probably one of my last competitions as a novice. But it was a really good event, and it was, you know, my first time shooting a head-to-head, even though I'd done competitions before. But yeah, it was just a great day. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the one where Amelia was shooting and she came up against your husband Peter, didn't she, Danny?
oh yeah, you felt so bad. Yeah,
We were all telling her, just cry, Amelia, just cry on the line and put him off.
Oh, it would have worked as well. It would have worked, because I ended up shooting against my son. And I was like, oh, I said, if you'd have hit more, I might have let you win. And he was like, don't you dare. If I beat you, I want to beat you. I was like, fair enough.
Yeah, it was
It's all right,
it
though.
was
I got him back now.
fantastic
It's fine.
competition. I remember that one quite fondly. It was one of the first, in fact, it was the first competition that I ran with a head-to-head component in it myself. So, yeah, it was a great competition, and having everybody there and just seeing how everybody enjoyed it, and it's just the light-heartedness towards the end, where, you know, like I said, where people were getting mixed up, going up against each other that you probably wouldn't normally. Was fantastic. So Stuart, um, what's it? What's your own path been like to reach this level? Because it has been quite a short journey as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably describe it as surprising if I had to put it as one word. I'll be honest, I don't really rate myself as a top competitor in archery, but often surprise myself by coming away with some pretty good results. You know, last year I was the Lancashire County champion. This year I got the NCAS Northern Counties champion. And I just, I don't go into them expecting, you know, that I'm going to win or anything like that. I just set myself small goals, go out to have a fun weekend, a fun shoot. You know, last year my goal was to make the top 100 in the rankings and get the Master Bowman classification. This year I've improved on that. It's never easy. It's something I've always, you know, you've got to practice. You've got to put the effort in. This year alone, I've struggled with my shot process, and it's something I've had to work on physically and mentally. But then it's good when you can see that the hard work and the effort you put in does turn into them results.
We're just trying to have a look at the ranking, but they seem to have disappeared from the Archery GB website.
Yeah, I think I broke into the top 30 and then got pushed back out to 35th just before they opened the early entry for national indoors. Not that I'm bitter about it.
I mean, you did come up against two people who are currently ranked higher than you, so surely you should push them back down a little bit. So yeah, you're down to 35th at the minute. You're not that far behind from what I can tell. So you know this, you can still catch up. But do we know when the that one will start affecting anything, or if it does affect these ones?
I think the team element doesn't affect the national rankings.
No.
Just the individual.
Yeah.
Shame, considering you actually beat Alex and Dan. Okay, so let's talk about team dynamics on the line. So what's the communication like between shots in a mixed team match? Because I would imagine it's a bit different to when you're all together in the normal team matches when there's just the two of you.
Yeah, I must admit, I realised after maybe match 2, I think, do we have 4 matches? I think I realised about halfway through, I was like, I'm not actually saying anything. I'm the worst ever. So, but generally, when I'm, you know, actually paying attention, it's just sort of things like, you know, don't worry about the time. aim it in the middle, finish your shot. You know, that sort of like a little bit of a mantra. Because when I shot with the ladies, it was like, you've got plenty of time, just put it in the middle, just do your shot, you know, that sort of thing. Keep pulling, you know, that sort of thing. With Stewart, I was like, he knows what he's doing. He knows better than Halle. It's fine. He doesn't need me to say anything. But our coach was great. So it was Pete, it was my husband, and he did enough talking for the both of us. You know, he was nicer to Stewart than to me, but that's par for the course. With Stewart, it was like, nice shot. With me, it was like, what are you doing?
I was going to say, Danny, you know, I'm sure, well, you've just done it yourself, but, you know, to give a shout out to Peter, I think I said it on the day, you know, it was that encouragement, the informative feedback, and his calmness. It really sets the scene, you know, and it did really help me to maintain things through them matches. And not only that, but he kind of came over the day before without being asked and did the same, spotted for the gents team. Yeah, so it was, you know, great to have that. And I love the system you guys have got where he calls out a 9.8 or a 9.6 just to let you know how close to the 10 you really were.
I don't know whether that's cruel or not.
No, it's something we've developed through practice. It's because if I'm like, it's broke slightly on the left or something, and then he goes, it's a 9.3, and I'm like, well, it didn't go that far, so something, maybe I need to adjust my sight or something. It's kind of like that. It's sort of to let you know, is it as far out as what you think it should be? Like if mine breaks in the middle and then it's like, it's a 9.5 on the left, I'm like, well, hang on a second. What's happened? What did I do that made it go there?
Yeah. That's quite a nice, interesting system. People picking up tips for stuff like that.
I was going to say, I hope I'm not giving away secrets there, Danny.
Trade secrets. But yeah, no, it does sound like an interesting system because, I mean, I just generally call it as it is. You know, it's a 9. But having which side of the 9 is obviously very helpful. So yeah, that's a good little tip there. Thank you. Following on from what Danny was just saying, how do you actually handle it when that one arrow doesn't go to plan? Other than Pete shouting at you, 9.6.
Yeah, what you doing? Why are you putting it there?
Yeah, why did it go there? That's not the middle.
Turning around to us. Why did you do that?
I think that's where I quite liked the team format, because you release your arrow and then your next thought is, crap, I've got to get off the line. You know, you've not got time to stand around and look at your arrow, think about where it went. You know, so it's a quick reset. Try to remember not to put your stand on the bow because you've got to shoot again, which I did a few times while Danny was on the line. And then, you know, you're jumping back on the line and you're getting ready to shoot your next arrow. Being mindful of the time and not eating into too much time of your teammates. So yeah, there's definitely no time to stand on the line and kind of mutter to yourself. We all do it when we get a bad arrow, but
for me, I think in theory, the theory is that you just need to forget about it. It's gone. It's gone where it's gone, and there's nothing you can do about it. All you got to do is just try and not do it again. In practice, that doesn't necessarily work so well, but the mindset is supposed to be, there's nothing I can do about where it's gone. Just don't do it again. That's the simple thought behind it, really.
It is. It's a great. I mean, because there's nothing you can do. You can't change it once it's gone. So you might as well just carry on with the next one. And not only that, with the time pressure on top of it as well. You know, you don't. As much as you say, yeah, you've got plenty of time. You really haven't. If you're sat there going, where did that last arrow go again? Where did come off the line?
You stand there watching it going.
Problem. Yeah. And your teammate's like, you've just left me with 5 seconds. Thank you very much.
I think we both shoot with a hinge, don't we, Danny? So there's no guarantee when it's going to go off. You know, you can't punch it, you can't kind of force it to go off in a way. But yeah, just try not to eat into too much time.
Please go off soon.
Yeah. But I don't think we did too badly with timing. I think we both left each other with plenty of time. I think the worst, or not the worst, the least amount of time I had, I think was like 15 seconds or something. It wasn't a bad,
Yeah.
Timing system at all.
So, how do you manage the pressure when the compound final can come down to just millimeters? I don't know whether you had any measures in that competition.
No, I think it's worth saying, and I'm sorry if I can't get away with saying this on the podcast, Neil, but when your competitors say, let's call it for shits and giggles, on a clear line cutter, yes, it can come down to just millimeters, can't it, Danny?
I'm saying nothing.
But I think we've all, Rika, Burbo, it's not just compound, is it? Walked up to the line. Walked up to the target, praying that one loose arrow was a line cutter. That extra point makes all the difference.
Although talking about pressure, the one you want to speak to is Chloe Bear. I had a shoot-off arrow against her at the last national tour, and she was just under the spider. Like, I mean, I shot a 9. I was absolutely shocking, but she just drilled the middle, and I was like, nice. If I'm going to lose, I'll lose to that happily. Like, if you're going to get me, have me like that. She does not react to pressure at all. But, I think in terms of how you actually do your shot, I think you just need to sort of just not change anything. Just do what you usually do. It's either going to go there or it's not. There's no point getting to the line and going, oh my God, what if it doesn't go in the middle? Because then it's not going to go in the middle. It's going to go anywhere but. So you just sort of need to just get in and just do your shot as if it's any other arrow, and just the archery gods will rule in either your favour or not.
Yeah, exactly. So, on the way to the finals, talk us through your run to the medal matches. Was it smooth? Was it stressful, or both?
It was smooth in terms of, I don't think we really had any issues. I mean, we had a few stray arrows, but there was nothing, we didn't have like equipment issues or anything like that. I'd say it was pretty smooth in that respect. I wouldn't say it was stressful, but I quite like the team element, and I quite like the whole, jumping on and off the line and all that sort of thing. So I don't know, maybe Stewart, was it stressful?
I think it was more stressful for me, definitely. First, because I'd never really done that team element before. To be honest, I don't feel like I'd been shooting my best all weekend, and that had kind of stemmed from the weekend before. I hadn't shot good at the competition the weekend before. So I was, it was kind of that pressure of feeling you're not shooting good, and then the pressure of shooting with Dannie, who I know is a very good archer and very capable of winning. And I didn't want to let her down at the end of the day, I'll be honest about that. So the first match was kind of, trying to settle the nerves, just getting into that rhythm, showing myself I can do it, getting used to a new rhythm of shooting with Dannie, because the rotation was different from what we were doing with the gents. Put in an 8 on the first end, so probably didn't start well to calm my nerves, but I think we won that with a comfortable margin. And then I think we even banged in a couple of 154s, didn't we, Dannie? So not dropping too many points. And
we did all right.
Yeah,
most of the time, not too bad.
Yeah, I think we just ploughed through it, and coming up against the first seed team in Alex Wise and a very strong shooter in Dan Mudd. Don't ask me how they made a mixed team, but it was a chance for us to just have a bit of fun and take on that challenge, I think, Dannie. By that point, we knew we were guaranteed a medal, so it was a case of, let's just go into this, have some fun and try and smash it.
Yeah, I remember saying to you in the match, trying to think who it was against. I remember it was Worcestershire. I feel like it was Vicky. In fact, I couldn't just look. Oh, hang on. Yes, it was. Vicky Green and Sam Pilgrim when we were up against them. And I was like, we got another match to shoot. Let's just have fun.
Yeah,
Let's just chill out. So you made me sound
Bet.
so high maintenance when you were like, I didn't want to disappoint her. Made me sound like a right.
No, I think that was pressure I just put on myself more than anything. Like I said, I don't feel I've been shooting well, and I know how good of an archer you are. So it was just that pressure on myself, in terms of I didn't want to let the team down in a way. But again, being honest with myself, I think I did hold my own. I don't feel like I was carried too much, but
Oh no, definitely not.
I'm going to say, I've seen the scores. You definitely put your fair share of effort in.
We got a few 40s. It was like throughout the matches. We got a few. I'm pretty happy with that. Not much more you can ask for, really.
I'm going to say, definitely can't argue with that. Some cracking
No.
scores. So, is there any standout challenges, anything to do with equipment, mental or otherwise, that you had to push through?
Equipment wise, I'd say no. Everything was pretty, nothing went wrong. Mentally, I found my husband told me that at the beginning of the matches, I was like rushing and I wasn't really shooting properly. I was just like, right, get it in and get it shot and let's get off the line. And it was showing. So he was like, you just need to relax and calm down and, do your shot like you usually do.
Mm-hmm.
I panic when I've got 20 seconds left. It doesn't take me 20 seconds to shoot an arrow, but you still panic. You're like, oh my God, it's 20. It's on orange. I'm going to run out of time.
Thankfully, I wasn't going last, so that wasn't a problem for me.
I think a lot of people, when they get to this point where they're shooting kind of team matches and head-to-heads, when they've got that shorter timer, I think good practice of it is doing what a lot of people do and just running that clock down on normal qualification matches and just sit there and annoy the judges because they're waiting until there's 2 seconds left to shoot their arrow. It does help. I think it does. I think it really does help get that pressure on, just to make sure that you can actually get an hour off when you need to. So, anything you want to add, Stewart?
Yeah, I think archery is more of a mental game than people probably realise. You can make the equipment as precise as possible, certainly in compound. But the smallest change in what the person behind the bow, is doing, from breathing to how you hold your body, how you hold your hand position, can drastically change the flight of the arrow and where it hits on the target. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I didn't feel like I was shooting my best all weekend. Didn't feel like I was shooting my best the weekend before. So mentally resetting myself and trying not to get frustrated with every shot that didn't go the way I wanted it to was quite a challenge coming to the end of outdoor season. Knowing you can shoot better than your last shot is difficult to overcome, and I think that's what Dannie was kind of saying earlier, that you just need to forget about it. You can't do anything about it at that point. It's already happened, and it's probably what makes the greatest archers stand out from the rest. The ability to forget that shot and just to maintain a high level of performance.
Something I will say about it going smoothly and all of that, because like with us being in tier 2, it's not easy in any sense. There's great archers in every single tier, but I'm sure Stewart will agree with me. Glad I didn't have to face against Izzy and Adam.
Yeah.
That's the dream team if there ever was one.
Yeah. Is there anybody anybody else that you had a look at on that target list and you went, I really hope not?
When I was looking through, because obviously when you shoot on the first day, it puts you into your tiers for the second day for your teams. So when I was looking at tier 2, so there was like Kai Thomas Prowse and Alfie Riddin, Chloe Bear, and I'm just like, oh God, like, who are we going to get the luck of the draw of here? But yeah, because I think we ended up going up against Violet Walker on one of the matches, possibly. Yeah. So it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. It's just it's not your Ella Gibson, Izzy Carpenter, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that's a completely different fear, seeing that name coming up on your tier.
Yeah.
So what was the atmosphere like when you actually got to the final? And you know, obviously you're under that. You know that you're up for the gold. How's that feel?
I was pretty chill. I don't know about Stewart. I was pretty chilled out. I was like, well, you know, we're here, and it is fun, and nobody's out to get you. Nobody cares what you're doing. I mean, I know in a team, obviously, people do care a little bit, but nobody cares what you're doing except for you.
Yeah.
In a team, it makes a difference. When you shoot, if you both shot a 9 and the other team both shot 10s, but I mean, after that end, you forget anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there was much of an atmosphere as such. Either that, or I was just completely zoned out to it. It's not like a national tour final where you're shooting in front of people in terms of spectators. There's lots of different medal matches going on, and tiers still competing. So you don't feel like people are spectating necessarily watching what you're doing. You're just shooting your own match, sort of thing. So it didn't necessarily feel like we were shooting a final, if you want to put it that way. Like I said, at that point, we just kind of, resolved to the point where we're going to get a medal either way.
Yeah.
So you're saying basically it's still quite accessible for those people that fear competition, shall we say? They're thinking that, because it says national on it, it's going to be that high kind of pressure because everybody's watching you. All eyes are on you kind of thing for that gold medal match. So yeah, hopefully that'll encourage people to put the scores in for the county a little bit more to see if you can get up to this kind of competition.
Definitely for Lancashire, we need to up those numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a pool of people to choose from rather than the handful that we've got right now. And don't get me wrong, we've got some fantastic archers on the list, but you never know. Somebody out there might be not going to competitions and absolutely fantastic. That Lancashire needs you, or your county needs you, kind of thing. I don't know. So that last moment when that last arrow went in, I can't remember. I don't know whether it was yourselves or the other team that shot that last arrow. But what was that moment like when you realised that you'd actually won the gold?
Go on, Stuart, I'll let you go first. I think I've gone first quite a few times.
Mostly a relief.
I was
a relief that we've done it.
Like finally, it's over. Woo!
It was a tight match. I think we went ahead, then they pulled it back. Then I think it was the third end we put in the 40, and we managed to keep 2 points ahead, sort of thing. So it was a very tight match against great archers. So yeah, it was just a relief that we'd done it, and then obviously followed by the proud moments of standing on the podium for a national gold medal. There's also a great surprise that Lancashire compound team overall won bronze. So I got to stand on the podium twice in one day. Never saw that coming.
Yeah, nicely done.
Neither did I. That's why I left. I collected my medal. I was tired. I was hungry, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going home now." I didn't expect anything else. I think when I shoot, I'm very much in the zone. I don't really know what anybody else is doing. So it was just like turning around and my husband's just going, "Yep," with a little thumbs up, and then like, you've done it, and I was like, "Oh wow, yeah, cool." Like,
it was a fantastic match. Yeah, I can see what you mean. You kind of like vying for the very, very close match. I think it was that 40 that sealed it, wasn't it? On the third end.
Yeah, I think we pretty much.
that 40 and then you drew the last end, and obviously you were already 2 points ahead at that point. That is wow, that is an extremely close match. I hadn't realised how close it was. But against I know he's not shooting recurve, but against Olympic recurve archer, that's
Oh, he's still a cracking
quite
shot
a
though.
task. Yeah, I can imagine. So well done, both of you. Obviously, that gold is a fantastic achievement for both of you. Obviously, Danny's finally got to get that medal that she's dreamt of there, and Stewart kind of jumping in with both feet for this kind of competition, and has come out shining, obviously. What advice would you give to club level archers who want to try any team events or even their first big competition like this?
Just do it. Just go for it.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, this is my first year trying some of the national tour, and they are really fun events, and they're nothing to be scared of. Just get signed up for it. You get to shoot on the line with archers from up and down the country, make new friends, people outside your own club. Even go toe to toe with some top level archers, and it's just fun at the end of the day. And unless you go in to compete right at the top, the top level, just go out and have a fun day. In terms of the team event side of it, it's the first time I've come across a team event. I'm not sure if there are many local competitions that kind of give a team format as such. In fact, Neil, I know we've been discussing different options for a new event that we can hold at Wigan and Orwell, and this might be something that we should consider. It's a completely different way of shooting. A lot of fun learning about the timings and the rotation and that sort of thing. And yeah, I guess if you're in a club and you can get 2 or 3 of you together to kind of make a team and just to practice it, if you don't know the rules, maybe reach out to somebody who's shot at the national counties, or maybe email into Unstrung Archery, and I'm sure Nye and Neil will give you the information on team format. And it's something you can just practice at the club as something different and something new to try.
And we do tend to do it a little bit at club level, just for fun more than anything. We have had a few head-to-heads. Trying to get them to do it the way they're supposed to is is tricky with these lot, but we do try and promote it and whatnot. So it's a fantastic format, isn't it?
The head-to-heads is again different on its own, but that team element of just stepping up to the line, having the 1 meter line, the yellow cards and that sort of thing. It's something you don't get to practice much in at club level. So yeah, just get a couple of you together, learn the rules, and just have a go at it.
Yellow and red cards in my judging bag. So if we need to try and get that for people. Where were we up to? So what does this result mean to each of you personally?
No, go on, Stewart. You go first, and I'll think of a way to put it into words.
It's a great and unexpected achievement. I'll be proud of it. It's reassured me that I can achieve good things in the sport, and continues to give me my own personal inspiration to continue driving forward, sort of thing. Like I said earlier on, I don't consider myself a top competitive archer, but yeah, to have that inspiration that you can achieve these things, just give you a reason to continue driving and improving yourself. I don't expect to be going forwards and winning national tours or anything like that, but I do have a national gold medal, which is quite something to be proud of.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, you're matching with Amelia now as well.
To be honest, she's still got more AGB medals than me.
We've got some catching up to do, pal.
I think for me, it means a lot to finish on a high note. I've had I've had a rough year where I've either done really, really well or really, really rubbish. So to finish on a high note of, I got decent score on the first day in the qualification, cracking score on the second day, got a medal with the ladies, got a medal with Stewart, and compound finished in bronze overall. I think it means a lot to be a good way to finish shooting 50 metres. I keep saying the end of outdoor. We had another one the week after, but it doesn't count. It was an imperial round. But but as a way to finish what we do all season, I think it was a grand way to finish.
Fantastic. Stuart, coming back to you as an Unstrung ambassador, how do stories like these show what grassroots archeries can actually achieve?
Yeah, I think it's really important that archers at grassroots level hear about stories like this. It shows that it doesn't matter what your background is, you can go out and you can achieve great things. Really, as I mentioned earlier, I'm a self-taught archer, born from my love of the sport and desire to kind of seek my own improvement within the sport. Joined Wigan and Orwell in 2021, became the chairman a couple of years later. Since become a qualified instructor and helped to deliver and develop and deliver archery to schools programs in the local area. Getting out there, introducing hundreds of kids to the sport. It's like I say, it doesn't matter what your background is. Everybody gets into the sport because they love it at the end of the day, and just go out there and see what you can achieve. And archery is such an inclusive sport as well. It doesn't matter whether it's at club level or national events. Everybody you meet is welcoming. Everybody's willing to support each other and happy to help. It is quite a unique sport as well in that archers like me can get to shoot on the same shooting line with some of the country's best, and in some cases some of the world's best.
You couldn't have said it better myself. So what's next for all of you, and where can people follow on your journeys?
Stuart?
It's an easy one for you, Stuart. It's an easy one for you, Stuart, because we post about you all the time.
Yeah, I guess Unstrung Archery followers will know that I'm one of the Unstrung Archery ambassadors. I often post about my archery journey, or both my daughters. Amelia, who was the first ever Unstrung Archery ambassador, another thing she beat me at. She was also a national champion, another thing she beat me at. And my littlest Lucia, who's 5 years old, shoots little compound burbo style. And she's adamant that she is going to beat all Amelia's records.
Will as well.
Yeah, Unstrung often share my posts, and you can follow my story through Unstrung or on Facebook or Instagram. And personally, I just want to continue improving my own game, keep setting personal bests, and challenge myself to do that. Whether it's indoor or outdoor. Hopefully, win a few more events along the way. Obviously, develop my daughters. That's important to me. I think archery is a great way to develop self-esteem, to get outdoors, to meet people of all kinds, and basically gather some life skills, which is potentially lacking with youth in some areas these days. On the back of that, develop archery in the schools program that I've kind of been running through Wigan and Orwell. Be a bit of an advocate for youth archery. And it's hard work, but it's rewarding. You get to spend a couple of days in a school teaching the entire school or introducing them into archery. Everybody from kind of reception age all the way up to the year sixes, and everybody really enjoys it. And especially when they get the teachers involved and they're all cheering the teachers along, and the teachers manage to hit the target. And it's probably only one of the only times you'll ever see shooting a burbo. But yeah, just to keep on improving, giving back to the club what I can, and hopefully introduce or developing some other people along the way.
Fantastic. Penny?
I've signed myself up for Kings of Archery. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, don't try to take that too loud, and I might go with you again.
Yeah, just doing the national indoor here and the back-to-back with my husband and my sons. They're doing the junior indoor on the Sunday as well. But I've got one compound and one bare ball, so mine never have to compete against each other, which I think is a bit of a plus. Where I have Stewart beat on that one. But competitive enough as it is, they don't need to handle the same ball type as well. Yeah, hopefully national tour next year and do a little bit better than I did this year. Fingers crossed for the final. But yeah, that's my plan. Just keep competing, keep going. And probably drag Pete and the kids along with me.
Definitely kicking and screaming. Right.
It is often the case that Pete just says, I don't know what I'm doing here. Danny's just dragged me along with. She just signs me up and I turn up.
I do ask him, I swear, I promise. I do say, do you want to do this? And he's like, I'm not bothered, just sign me up for anything. Like, it makes it sound like I am dragging him along, but honestly, I do ask. He just doesn't listen. It's not my fault.
This part of the show, obviously, is where we call out for anybody that doesn't normally get the recognition that they deserve. We call it our Unstrung, Unsung. So, Danny or Stewart, do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to before we wrap things up?
I mean, I was sort of thinking, I can't remember if we've mentioned our other Lancashire compounders of Hallie, Jenna, Stephen and Mark. They should probably get a mention. They are part of the team. And we've mentioned Pete, and he was just cracking all weekend for being a coach behind us and chilling out in the tent. Although I'm sure he was definitely more stressed than we were.
I guess, like most archers, we've all got a support network behind us, family members who aren't necessarily involved in the sport, but give us all the encouragement and support us all the way. So yeah, just to everybody behind the scenes that gives us that encouragement.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I think that goes for everybody, really. There's always somebody behind the scenes that doesn't get the recognition for putting up with your nonsense, as I'd like to call it, or my wife likes to call it, at least anyway. Whether that's actually being on the range or doing the podcast or everything else that I've got my fingers stuck into. Stuart will tell you. It's a lot. I don't stop. But yeah, so thank you very much for everybody joining us tonight. It's been an absolutely fantastic time talking to all of you. But yeah, from me, from Danny and Stewart, do you want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.
A big thank you to everybody that was involved in this episode, Stewart and Danny. It was absolutely fantastic talking to them. This episode has been released several months after it was actually recorded, for the simple fact that we attempted to do this one over 2 sessions. We have got a Cumbrian episode coming up where we speak to the Cumbrian archers, but we tried to actually merge them together, so it was like we were all in the same room at the same time, but we couldn't actually get the recording to go together. So that's why it's taken so long to get this one out. So thank you very much for your patience while we've had a couple of months where we've had no episodes. We are getting back into the swing of things. So thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you, as always, in the next one. Before we sign off, we want to hear from you guys, our amazing listeners. If you have any questions, stories, or insights you'd like to share, we'd love to feature your voice on our next episode. Just hit that recording button on your phone or computer and send your voice clip to us. You could be part of the conversation. Plus, we are building a vibrant archery community on our Discord server. It's the perfect place to connect with fellow archers, share your experiences, and stay updated on all things Unstrung Archery. You'll find the links to both our voice submission platform and our Discord server on our link tree or in the episode description below. Your voice matters, and we can't wait to have you join the discussion. Until next time, keep those questions coming and stay safe in your archery journey.